Hi, this is Pastor Goodman, and this is a thought today for leaders in the church. Well, actually, it could be for anyone in the church, but it's for anyone in the church. It's not just leaders that have the problem that I'm about to talk about. What I want to discuss briefly with you is something that I have been reading on and off from different Christian leaders for years now. But Tom Rainer, who is the president of Lifeway Books, has summed it up very succinctly in a recent blog post of his. And the topic is this, it's about church growth. Everybody wants to see the church grow. But there are some barriers that often keep that from happening because, we don't want to see it to grow if there are certain things that have to happen to make that growth possible. Rarely are you going to find a church member that will just flat out say they don't want to see their church grow. But there are still some attitudes that we have to overcome, that we have to put behind us if we really want to see church growth happen. And so I just want to give you a few. He had 7 points on the conditions that people often put up to block church growth. In other words, they would say, I want to see church growth happen unless. And here are the unless phrases that most people would tend to use. I want to see church growth happen unless we have to change our worship style. Oh, you mean to grow, we might have to change the way that we worship? Well, we've always done it this way. We've always had the organ, or we've always had the piano, or we've always had the praise band, or we've always done communion in this way, or we've always had the choir sing the special 3 hymns and an introit. Sometimes, to grow, there will be change. All generations don't always see things in worship, especially in the same way. Older generations tend to see it much differently than younger generations. And yet at the same time, I hear the older generations say, we just need to have our church grow, preacher. Unless it means changing our worship style. Or how about this one? I really want to see our church grow unless we have to add more worship services. It would be great if Trinity was at the point where we were brimming over at our 11 a.m. service and had to add a 9:30 service or to take care of the overflow crowd. But that would be where the problem would start. Well, preacher, I'm not going to know everybody if there's 2 services. There's going to be folks going to the first service I don't see. So I'm not so sure that this church growth is all good for us. Or how about, I'm all in favor of church growth, preacher, unless I have to lose my parking spot, or unless I have to maybe lose the favorite place that I've been sitting at for years in the church. If you've never had the privilege of walking into a strange church and sitting down in a pew only to have someone come up to you and say, excuse me, you're sitting in my place, would you mind moving? Then you've not experienced true Christian hospitality. Or then again, there are those that say, I'm all in favor of church growth, preacher, unless the new people who come to our church look differently than we do, dress differently than we do, or speak differently than we do. We have become used to a very homogeneous kind of worship experience, with all of us sort of being the same. And you go from church to church to church, and you can just sort of see the way that people dress, the way that they act, and it's all sort of a sameness. I'm all in favor of church growth, preacher, but just don't let anybody different come in. Or how about, I'm all in favor of church growth, unless we have to spend a lot of money on those people. Those people. Who are those people? Are they the new people that are coming, that we are reaching out to, that we're going into the community and sharing the good news with through the outreach programs of our church? Do we want people to come, but not those people that we have to spend money to maybe help get into the door? Those people that might need our help with a utility bill, those people that might need our help with some food. It's okay that we grow our church, but we got to be careful. We can't spend money on those people. Think about that one. I'm all in favor of church growth, preacher, unless the new people mess up my current fellowship circles and groups. By that, we're saying, it's great that I have these people I'm friends with, but new folks, they might get in the way. They might intrude. They might make the circle bigger than I'm used to having. They might intrude upon what I think is a nice, cozy little group. They might force me to have to bring them in when I'm real comfortable with the folks I already know. Preacher, I'm all in favor of the church growing, unless we have to change the facilities in some way to accommodate that growth. Do we need to move the Sunday school classes around? Oh, that would be great here at Trinity. I would love to see us get to the point where every room was full on Sunday morning, and we had to maybe ask classes to combine or look for new places to have to put the people that were there. That's not our problem yet. But if we grow to that point, are we going to be willing to let the facilities change and modify themselves so that we can indeed have in place what's necessary to reach the new people? Church growth, it's great. We all want it, but we don't want it to disturb the status quo. Let me just say, you can't have church growth at the current way we're doing things. The way we're doing things now, we are a church that has plateaued and is on the beginning of decline. If you want church growth, you're going to have to find a new way of thinking about what the meaning of church is, and you're going to have to find a new way to reach out to people and invite them into a relationship with Jesus Christ. And we as the church members, the body of Christ, are going to have to learn more how to adapt to them than to insist that they become like us. Think about that. Hope to see you in church on Sunday. God bless and have a good day.